Hi, and welcome to the Pride Road Architects podcast. I'm Lisa Raynes, and each episode I'll talk to people who interest me in the world of architecture and business. So join me and fellow lions and lionesses as we explore architecture in the den. Morning. So I'm Lisa Raynes, and welcome to Architecture in the Den. In your den, in the den. It's just one of those days today. And I've got Rachel Murphy on with me. So hi Rachel.
Hi there.
Having a chitty chatty. I'm trying to work out how we got chatting, but anyway. Rachel, would you like to just briefly introduce yourself?
Of course. So my name is Rachel Murphy. I'm from Northern Ireland and I study at Queen's University Belfast. I'm in Master's Year 1 and I have currently just moved to Belgium to do a semester abroad with Erasmus at KU Leuven.
That's awesome. So there's a few things there. So Rachel's an architecture student, studying in Belfast. So that's Northern Ireland for anyone overseas who doesn't know. Queen's University is in Belfast as well. So that's cool. And you've just done you've done your part 1, so you've done 3 years undergrad degree. And you're in your master. So have you done a year out?
Yes, I did a year out from whenever I finished to whenever I started to try to get
That's like my kind of dates, yeah, from then to then. So where did you work?
So I worked at Hamilton Architects in the city centre of Belfast, and It was wonderful and fantastic, and I really enjoyed myself. So I was working with an amazing team, and we were, our sort of group focus in the office was on conservation. So I really had an interest in that, which was great, and yeah, it's sort of given me a good direction as well of where I want to go in the future. I can sort of see myself going down the conservation route, which is really nice. So.
Oh, that's interesting. And so you've just started back doing your masters at Queen. So have you done a term and then you're going to go and do a semester?
Yes, so I've done my semester 1, I did it in Belfast, and then semester 2 of Masters 1, I'm going to be doing over here in Belgium.
So how long are you there for?
So I'm here sort of until the next semester starts, and so until September. But the semester only runs until maybe June, so I'll maybe see what I do in between, whether that's work or travel. Or
that's so exciting.
Definitely.
So when did you get there?
I got here on Wednesday, so half a week ago.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Have you gone out with friends?
So I moved here not knowing anybody. So I've kind of come here and I'm hoping to make friends. So I've met one girl in my course, and she's wonderful, and she's staying in my halls here, and yeah.
Is she
to meet people along the way.
British or is she?
She's from Austria. Yeah.
Austria. Cool. And what do you need to speak a language to do this?
So this degree is in English, and there's not also an option for it to be in Dutch, but of course I don't speak Dutch, so I'm going to be doing the English course, and I think it's quite popular as well with people from Belgium. So yeah, I'm hoping to meet lots of new people and explore lots of new themes.
So language is it's going to be in English basically.
Yeah, it'll all be in English.
So oh my goodness. That's so you've gone out knowing that. I love it. You're my kind of woman. Just doing crazy things. Like, hey, let's just have this experience and see
what's the worst that can happen.
Yeah. Brilliant. Wow. So you do half a year. Essentially, it's half a year, isn't it?
Yeah, half a year. So one semester out of the 4 semesters of masters. So
Oh,
it's
so
really not
you
too
come
much.
back and do one more
Yes,
year.
I've got another year's masters after this. So my main weight of the year will still
Yeah,
be back in Belfast.
lovely. I love this podcast because we just talk about different journeys. Everyone has a different journey and different experiences. You kind of go off to university, you know, at 18 or whatever, if you're lucky, and then you expect it to be like this really linear, simple route. And life's just not like that.
I know it was going very linear for me for a while there. So I went to uni at 18. I did my 1 year out, and then I
Mhm.
came back and I thought I need something a wee bit different. I need something to kind of motivate and inspire me a bit more. Um, and while Queen's is amazing and great, I really felt that I needed something other than Belfast.
That sounds amazing. And we met, well, we've only just met, but I contacted you because you were standing for our IBA student rep.
Yes.
So tell me about that journey.
Yeah, so as you can probably tell already, I'm the type of person who likes to say yes to things, and um, I really don't like to just kind of become complacent and just settle back. I really do like to sort of go for things and go out there. So I saw that opportunity, and I saw that it only comes around every 2 years.
Mm,
And I thought I would put myself forward for it, not really expecting much, but I thought it would give me a good opportunity to kind of get myself out there, do something a bit more outside my comfort zone. Um, and yeah, I thought it would be really, really cool to have had someone from Belfast and from
mm,
Northern Ireland standing for the students, because I know quite a lot of the students are very it's all happening over in the mainland. So I kind of feel like we're kind of left out of the equation a bit, but of course the RSEA are, you know, they have things happening for us as well, which is really good. But I thought it would be good to kind of start to integrate Northern Ireland a wee bit better with the mainland, which I still think can be done without having someone sat on the student council. But yeah, I just sort of thought I would go for it. And once again, what's the worst that could have happened?
cool. So sorry you didn't win, but there's always next time. When you've qualified. Um, so when you how was the whole experience of standing? Did you what was the journey like?
um, I suppose it was quite straightforward and quite simple to go through the application process. I've quite a lot of connections with some other students in mainland universities. So I got each one that nominated me came from a different university over in mainland. And I think that's just through connections through,
Wow. How
yeah, which is really interesting.
how have you got connections in mainland UK universities?
So I have an Instagram that I would post a lot of my architecture work to,
Have you?
and it would be
Oh,
a lot of
what's that?
architecture work and art. It's just Rachel Murphy art, and I would sort of alternate between my art, my architecture, and my traveling.
Yeah.
Um, so I've connected with quite a lot of amazing individuals who also post their work as well, and we can sort of be inspired by each other, and we sort of would chat, and yeah, it's really great. So there's ones from Dundee and Liverpool and London and Manchester. Um, and yeah, I think that's another reason why as well, because I've met these amazing people. But if I didn't have like a platform like Instagram where I could connect with them, I would never have got to meet them.
Yeah.
So things like that there. But yeah, it was quite straightforward, quite streamlined. Got them to nominate me, and then just sort of waited for it to come out that who was nominated. I think in previous years it's never that many people. So yeah, so there's 3 of us for 2 spots, and um, yeah, I just sort of advertised it a wee bit, sort of asked people to go and vote for me. And it was only students that could vote. So it was a wee bit different, I guess. I got the RCA put out a post as well, and that was for the 2 Northern Ireland universities, for Queen's University Belfast and Ulster University, that would have seen that. But we have quite small year groups and courses. So yeah, I suppose it just wasn't getting that reach over to the mainland as much. But I had great support from back home here, which was amazing.
Cool. So wow, there's loads of takeaways from that. I love the fact that you've got an Instagram account, and you know, that's an amazing way of, you know, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to have you know, you don't have, I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, anyone can do it. It's about putting yourself out there and being brave, and
Yeah.
then creating content. And it is an amazing way of kind of reaching out and networking, where in a, you know, and you don't physically have to go anywhere to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, during lockdown, I ran a Clubhouse channel, well, room, or can't remember what we used to call them. Did you know about Clubhouse?
No.
So it was an audio only online platform. So like a social media platform, but it was a really good way of just getting out and meeting people without,
Wow.
you know, leaving your sitting room.
Yeah.
And also for me, doing these podcasts have been a really good way of kind of just getting out and meeting people. You know, and we don't need to be you know, on the train or traveling, or, you know, going to see people in real life to make some really good connections, and to make contacts, network, and those connections then lead on to other opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, so things, well, for example, you putting yourself out there meant, you know, was the only reason why I got in contact with you.
Yeah.
Yay, you're on the podcast now. So has anything else come out of, any other opportunities come out of the Standing for Student Council?
No, not that specifically, but I guess it's just sort of made me aware that you can go for anything. You can sort of say yes to whatever, say yes to all the opportunities that there are and that exist. That was, I guess, sort of at the tail end of me finishing off my year of working. So I'd been very sort of in the work mind and in that sort of mind. So whenever that sort of opportunity came up, then I sort of felt that that'll get me back into the flow of things, back into the swing of things. And the amount of forms that you fill in for different things that happen or don't happen, I mean, that's part of the fun of it, isn't it? Just the idea of thinking about it, I think, gets the creative juices flowing, and you can sort of imagine, oh, if this did happen, what would I do? And maybe if you don't get the thing that you've applied for, then in your mind you've sort of thought all the steps through, and you might do something else different anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's always advantages to applying to things, even if you don't think you'll get them, or you know, there's no harm.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think so people who succeed, or who seem to succeed, have had a lot of failure. You know, so they've tried at stuff,
Yeah, for sure.
and, you know, failed, and not, you know, not got anywhere, and then just pick themselves up and try again. And it's definitely a mindset thing. No, I remember back to for me 2015. I guess you would have just started at uni, or not even started at uni.
Around then.
Sorry. Yeah, so 2015 I ran a Manchester Curious, which is kind of like a London open house type event in Manchester, and we had like 25 venues sign up, and I ran 30 events over a weekend and 500 attendees, as well as an opening party. And it was massive, and we had a massive team, and, you know, it was a mammoth task, and it was brilliant, and we loved it. And for me, you know, kind of that was the first thing in quite a while that I tried to do and then succeeded. What you don't see is the other things that you try to do that didn't quite succeed.
Of course, yeah.
You know, so, and there were a few, you know, with the kind of that you do try. I kind of got involved prior to that, I got involved in a on the committee of my brother's support system. It was called Outreach, and my brother's got learning difficulties, and it was the organization that was like a third party, you know, sort of care support thing. My words really aren't coming properly, but I got involved in that thinking that I could do some fundraising and help, and I did to a certain point, but I think it was really challenging. It was kind of like a completely new sector industry for me, and I didn't really know it. I didn't really understand it. I wasn't terribly sort of good at it, and so I just kind of realized that I was going to, you know, my energies weren't getting, you know, weren't particularly helping. They weren't hindering, but they weren't helping, and so I kind of needed to pull away from it. So actually, sometimes it's learning that you can say no to stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
As well, especially things that drain your energy.
Yeah, I think as well it's a time thing. You go for things when you feel like you're ready to do them and you have the time available. Like I would personally never do a lot of things during actual term time. I always sort of dedicate whenever I'm in university for the studying, because otherwise I'm not going to get as much out of the courses and the actual degree as I want to if I had all this other stuff going on. So I'm very much would tend to go, okay, so outside term time, I have nearly 6 months and I can do so much with that time. And then during term time, I have another 6 months, which I'm going to just dedicate to the university and the studying.
So have you gone into college yet to start with your semester? Or are you
No,
still
so that's next well, this Friday I have my first welcome day, and then next Monday I have my first day. So I've selected my preferences for studios, but I don't know which one I'm in yet.
Right.
So there was really great sort of options for studios. There was 11, whereas back home we would have 4, but I think they're more intense and more focused.
Yeah. So cool, that's exciting. And so back home, sort of at Queen's University, so was Alan Jones one of your tutors?
He's never been mine personally, but he takes one of the dissertation programs, the humanities dissertation. There's 8 groups of that. My one's with the coordinator of Street Space, and that's a sort of long-term program that's been running. It's run by Agustina, and she's very, well known and passionate about that there in the community engagement. So that's the one I decided I wanted to go for. But he runs one, and it's quite professional practice based, and the students in that are writing about different sort of ideas about architects in practice and that sort of thing. And then I think he also takes the technology for third years and things like that there, but I've never personally had him. I think I sort of went through the period where he was away.
When he was
so,
at the RIBA.
Yeah.
I've been out to Queen's to talk to the students.
There we go.
So what did you, when you were looking at architecture schools, did you apply to any of the mainland schools?
I didn't personally. I come from quite sort of like a rural area in the countryside, and I did consider it, and I did consider going over to Europe potentially as well. But then I knew there was those Erasmus opportunities that I could do maybe in the future. So I was sort of considering that from early on, knowing that even if I went to my local university, that I had this option to go away at some point. And there was an opportunity in third year that I had considered, but decided not to go for at that point. And then obviously COVID all kicked off. So the ones that went for that weren't actually even able to do it, which was really unfortunate. But I guess blessing in disguise that I came back for masters and this opportunity was still here. I think this is actually the last year that it's able to be done due to Brexit and all that. So I think it's the last year that you're able to do it through Erasmus, and then there'll be another program that comes in to replace it. But yeah, I'm sort of really grateful that it's come at the right time and it's come whenever I've been ready. I think earlier than this year I may not have actually been ready because I've done a year of working, and through that year of working I did a lot of traveling. So I was able to kind of gauge that because I'd never really been away too much before that. So I think, yeah, it's come at the perfect time, and any earlier may not have actually been as beneficial for me or may not have been as ready.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
5 years' time. I suppose it's something you always think about, but things change and your mind sort of wanders and goes, what if this and what if that? So I don't know. I guess I'd really love to get conservation accredited. I think that's my once of course I've got my architecture license. I think that's my first goal, and then I'd really love to go into conservation, and then I suppose my second sort of love is sort of community, and that sort of comes with the idea of theatres. So I really love theatre design, so that's potentially something that I'd love to go into. I don't know if there would be necessarily opportunities back in Northern Ireland, so that might be something that I go over to England for or elsewhere. But yeah, sort of community opportunities, conservation and theatre are kind of my key loves at the moment. But of course, everything will change probably. But yeah, that's where I see myself at the moment.
Well, I'm sure whatever you want to do, you'll be able to achieve. With a lot of work and maybe some no's along the way, but you'll definitely get to what you want to do, I think.
Lots of trying.
Lots of trying. Yeah. And being prepared to, prepare to fail, but then just keep on going. Yeah.
Exactly.
Being passionate and positive.
Definitely.
Really. Well, let's draw this to a conclusion. But it was so lovely talking to you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Good luck with the programme, and let's stay in touch.
Sure, yeah, of course. Thank you very much for having me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for joining me, Lisa Raynes, for Architecture in the Den. If you want to find out about franchising, check out our website, prideradefranchise.co.uk. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe and leave a review. And do get in touch through your favourite platform if you'd like to be a guest.